Eric Espinoza, the leader of legendary grassroots motorcycle company Espinoza's Leather, joins the show. Known for their premium, zero-compromise handcrafted gear that blends timeless style with top-tier protection, Espinoza's Leather has become a staple for riders who want to look good and ride smart. Eric shares how he stayed true to his family's vision, his passion for craftsmanship, and what drives his design to stand out in a crowded market.
Building worst-case scenario thoughts.
Yeah.
We came back to the studio. They sat us down. They're like, "We have bad news for you." And I'm like, "Oh man, what happened?" They're like, "Well, all the actors want customized vests now." Like, are you
Welcome to the One Gang Worldwide podcast, your ultimate ride into the world of motorcycles. Visit cyclesworldwide.com, where we offer a completely free marketplace for everything motorcycles. Join our One Gang community where you can connect, share info, and swap stories with riders from all over the world. Join for free at cyclesworldwide.com and be a part of the One Gang community right now. Hey, One Gang, welcome to the show. Today we've got a good one. Eric Espinoza, welcome, man. You're another gentleman in a long line of legends. We're super excited to have you, man. This is going to be a great look into the California scene, the leather scene. We're pumped to have you, man. Thanks for joining us and taking the time out of the day.
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Been looking forward to this one. So, as I was mentioning earlier, man, we're changing the format a little bit. So we're gonna do a thing we're gonna start calling break the ice. So I'm gonna wrap off 10 questions, get a chance to kind of feel you out a little bit, and then we'll go into the podcast after. So, all right, you ready to rock?
Sounds good. Let's go.
All right, let's do it. All right, what's your all-time favorite smell in the shop?
My all-time favorite smell of the shop, obviously, leather, but I would say leather dye.
Leather dye.
Leather.
All right, cool.
Good.
What separates your products compared to what's on the market?
American made, tailor made.
Hell yeah, brother. Hell yeah, love that. What's the strangest or most random job you've ever had before what you do now?
I was actually a psychiatric nurse.
No shit. No shit. Right. Killer, man. That's cool.
I know how to deal with bikers.
Yeah, a lot of psychiatrics here, man, for sure, bro. All right. What drink do you celebrate with? Beer, whiskey, fancy cocktail, or just a giant coffee?
Giant coffee. I've been 8 years sober.
Nice, man.
Awesome.
Another day.
Who's the one person, alive or dead, you'd love to sit down and have dinner with?
I would love to sit down and have dinner with my deceased grandfather.
All right, nice.
Man.
That's super cool. What's something you're weirdly passionate about that has nothing to do with motorcycles or your work?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. Yeah, you guys got Genty, man. That's gonna be a good. It should be all right. All right, that's cool. That's funny. Pete Carroll was a good hire, by the way.
Yeah,
I think he's gonna do a great job there. He's a hell of a coach, man.
I hope
all right.
so.
That's so funny. The Raiders. All right. If you could instantly master any new skill overnight, what would you pick?
Oh, new skill. I would say acting, man. I would love to be. Yeah, I would like to go into acting. That'd be cool, you know. I mean, we'll elaborate it on later, but I did have the opportunity to guest star on the Mayans, and that kind of intrigued me. Yeah,
that's cool.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Favorite motorcycle you've ever owned or ridden?
Favorite motorcycle I've ever owned and ridden. I mean, right now, my baby, I bought a 2010 FXDB Dyna Street Bob.
Yeller.
And I've had it since, and it's Old Faithful. I've had other bikes since, and I always find myself riding that thing more than anything.
I told Ben I was showing Ben because he's looking to buy a bike. That's a great bike to buy. The Street Bob. Mm-hmm. Yep, for sure.
I fucking love.
Yeah, it's a great bike. It's a beautiful bike. You can customize any way you want it. All right. You're stuck on an island with one band or record to listen to. Who is it?
One band or record to listen to. Oh man, that's tough. I'll probably go with the Beatles. You know,
really? All right.
With the Beatles. Wow. Yeah, man. I'll probably listen to the Beatles. I'll probably listen. Yeah, for sure. Any of their albums, cool. Really. Yeah, man.
All
Just
right,
get a
that's
little
cool.
mix of everything with that, you know?
Right, right,
Yeah,
for sure.
that you get a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
That's a
All right.
great point.
Yeah.
Versatile.
Last one. What's one thing most people totally get wrong about you?
When I'm overstimulated with work, that I'm a jerk. You know what I mean? Um, I mean, I guess I get a little in my head, so it's like a lot of people think that like maybe I'm a jerk or something, but honestly, uh, I'm not. I just got a lot of shit racing.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, for the most part, I stay pretty humble. So I mean, you get what you see with me, really. Like, you know, I'm always friendly. If I have time to talk to you, or if you know, if the setting is right, you know, we'll have a great conversation. But
That's right.
I mean, I'm
Hey, and it's not that you're a jerk, it's you're passionate. And when you're
there. You
passionate,
go.
you're
There
very
you go.
focused. So when you're
Yeah,
focused, you know, you don't see the little clitter clatter that's distracting you, and people get mad at that. Too bad.
for sure.
All
Yeah.
right,
Yep.
man. You passed the break the ice section, man. Now we're gonna kick
Thank you,
ass with the
man.
podcast, get to know you a little bit.
Sounds good.
Yeah, man. Cool. Yeah, when we met you at Born Free, you know, you have a booth there,
Mhm,
people running around everywhere. I
mhm.
think it was some of your family in there with you. Is that right?
Yeah. So we got some family members helping us out there. I got two
Cool, man.
nephews working there. My older brother, well, my oldest brother Gilbert, and then a friend of the family that helped us out. Uh, we also have a lot of our friends there. So I mean, um, we they come to support and help out with what they can because as you can see, we draw a big crowd.
Right.
That's cool.
Very big
Family
crowd.
affair, yeah. And you
Right.
still
What's up, one gang? I used to think that if I spent big money on riding gear with a logo on the back, I was getting top quality. I gave Leather Up a shot. I wasn't sure at first, could I really get quality gear without spending a fortune? But after putting tens of thousands of miles on their jackets and vests, I had my answer. No busted zippers, no loose stitching, just solid, well-made gear that lasts. Leather Up carries trusted brands like Milwaukee Leather, Hot Leathers, and more, with gear for every rider and every budget. Plus, their customer service actually cares and picks up the phone, something rare these days. So do yourself a favor, check out leatherup.com. Whether you need jackets, vests, chaps, boots, helmets, or luggage, they've got you covered. And because you're part of the One Gang Worldwide family, use code CW20 at checkout for 20% off your entire order. Stop overpaying, gear up with Leather Up, and see the difference yourself.
took time with us. You didn't come off as a jerk at all for for us when we came to see you,
No,
man.
you came out, man.
Super kind.
Shook our hand. I was like, we introduced ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm walking. I'm like, holy shit, man. We got Eric coming on when we get back from Cali. I'm like, I wonder if he's here, man. That was cool.
Yeah,
That was an awesome setup, man.
Yeah,
Beautiful
man.
gear.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, let's take it back to the OG days. What kind of kid were you? Where'd you grow up? What's your earliest memory of the leather shop? Tell us about what it was like growing up in your family.
I mean, it was super cool. It was super cool. I was born in 1988, grew up in the city of Rosemead where the shop is located.
Nice.
The shop was already established by then. The business started in 71, so, you know, the business was already going.
Great gear.
I just remember being a little kid and, you know, my mom bringing me to the shop and just looking up to these guys, you know, and back then, like in the 90s, bikers were bikers, man. These big burly men with big bellies, big beards, intimidating looking. And I was like, fuck, this is fucking cool, you know?
Right.
And I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's okay. Be yourself,
But,
man. Don't worry.
I was like, this is cool. This is really cool, you know? And Terminator 2 came out at some point.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew. I was like, dude, this is meant to be. Like, I'm meant to be a biker. Like, this is my favorite movie. Arnold Schwarzenegger on that fat boy with that Harley.
Man.
You know, and my dad owned a leather shop. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is epic. So I remember one of my dad's clients, he bought me at the time it was a bicycle, but it had fairings on it. It looked like a Harley, like a chopper.
Yeah.
my dad made me my first leather jacket, and ever since then, as I can remember as a kid, I'd be rolling around the neighborhood wearing my leather jacket, riding that bicycle, man, and
Oh, that's
I
cool.
knew it was gonna be in my life.
Do you still have that jacket?
I still have the jacket, don't have the bicycle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have the jacket.
Right on.
Yes.
Right on. So your dad started Espinoza's back in 71. Did you always know you'd end up working there, or did you have a rebellious period where you wanted to go do something else?
So, I mean, I always loved the shop. You know, since I was like 12 years old, my dad would say, "Hey, man, like you're becoming a young man already. You got to get off your ass and come help me at the shop." So that was essentially my first job. At 12, I would come in, wipe down the counter and stuff like that. I love the community. I love talking to these people, these older people that were at the shop, and they're sharing their knowledge, talking to me about life, stuff like that. So I remember at a very young age, I really enjoyed hearing everybody's perspective and stuff.
Right.
However, of course, it was like a safety blanket. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, I got the shop to lean on. Like, I can always work at the shop and stuff like that. But my parents were really good at making sure I established myself as a man before I and
Nice.
just relied on the shop.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
right.
huge.
Yeah. So at 16, I got my first job at McDonald's. So I was a McDonald's drive-through kid, and
Right
I
on.
worked there for a handful of years. And after that, I went to schooling. I went to school to become a psychiatric nurse, like I stated before, and it was actually in the direction of my sister. She that's what she does for a living,
Nice.
and
Okay.
so she's like, "Hey, did you take this accelerated program? You can graduate with this license, and you'll have a good career to fall back on." Um, so
important.
yeah, of course. All the while throughout these years, I would still be at the shop every Saturday. So I'd work my McDonald's schedule, psychiatric nursing, everything to be at the shop on Saturdays, help my dad on the busiest day.
Nice.
Mhm.
So in my heart of hearts, I always felt like I was going to come back here. But being that my dad fell ill at some point, he couldn't come to work anymore.
Mhm.
He had heart problems, and he had an emergency heart surgery, and the doctors
Man.
ordered him to be like on bed rest for about 8 to 12 weeks. So
Wow.
I told him, I said, "Hey man, like it's either you close the shop for 3 months or let me run it on my own, and
Wow.
it took a lot of him to like agree to it because I was 19 at the time, but
Wow, man.
yeah, he gave me a chance, man. And after that, as like I knew that this was going to be my life going forward.
So that's when it hit you. That was the turning
Yeah,
point in your life. How your pop gets sick,
yeah,
you take everything over, man. That's crazy, huh? Wow. So
yeah.
what was that? Was that the turning point where was it you and your brother at this point in time doing this together, or was it strictly you and your brother was helping?
So my brother Gilbert, he started a family really young. So I actually have a nephew, Gilbert, that was at Born Free Boots too. And we
Okay,
look like brothers, but he's actually a year younger than me. He's
Okay.
he's my nephew. So
got
me
it.
and my oldest brother are 20 years apart.
Oh wow.
My
Okay,
oldest
got it.
brother, yeah, he started a family really young, so he actually got his own career going. My other brother Joe was in the service, so he was in the United States Army, and then from there he went into corporate sales. Um, so they both had their own life
Right.
going at the time, so they couldn't leave, but they would help out with the business since they were kids. They were always around as well. Um, Joe, Joe was a little more involved at that time, helping me out, um, because he had a little more free time than Gilbert did. So he would stop by the shop, checked on my well-being, making sure I was okay, as did my mom. But at the end of
Right.
the day, it was like I was the one opening and closing the place, and
Wow.
but they would help out as much as they could, for being that they had full-time careers.
How was that time period for you? I mean, you're 19. I don't know if you were expecting to kind of have this big family load put onto you. I don't know if it was put onto you or you just accepted it and you just kind of ran with it. But well, take us a little bit into your mindset at such a young age to have that major responsibility on your back.
I just remember the day my dad went into surgery. And obviously I was scared to make sure that he was going to come out on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And I was scared of failing, failing for my family, failing for
Right.
my dad. And I just remember my sister, she came by because obviously my dad was in the hospital. She came to visit me at the shop because while he was at the hospital, I had the shop open. She came to visit me, and I remember she came and gave me a hug, and then she just told me like, you're doing something huge here, and you're the man right now, and you got to hold it down. And those words always resonate with me, and um, from that, I just took it like I didn't want to let my family down. I didn't
Of
want to let my
course.
dad down, and I wanted I wanted to make sure that the business was operating at full capacity. And
Yeah.
so I think I was a little young and naive, and I didn't really realize the magnitude of what I was
Right,
doing.
right,
But
right.
so it didn't really hit me until years later. Like, oh fuck, I did that. You know what I mean?
Right, right. That's cool. That's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
cool, man. And that's all based on your upbringing, man. That's just good family values, bro.
Yeah,
Thanks.
that's huge. Eric, the same thing happened with my dad, and I'll never forget. I was right around the same age, actually. I think exactly the same age. And it was scary. It was triple bypass and it was emergency situation. I'll never forget as a teenager coming in and seeing my dad for the first time in a truly vulnerable position where he's got tubes coming out of every orifice and giant, the chest pillow thing. Did that kind of shake you to your core too, man?
100%, bro.
Yeah.
My dad's always been the strong
Yeah.
machismo type, in this Hispanic culture. Uh, Never shows emotion, as far as like bad emotion, to see him vulnerable. And at one point, I think I saw like some tears coming out of his eyes. Like
Yeah.
yeah, it always hit with me. It's a nightmare for sure. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
man.
sure. For sure. Hey, I heard you still use a taped up old X-Acto knife. Is that true, man? You still do everything in that in
Yeah.
that shop old school, is that correct?
Everything is as old school as it can get,
That's
bro.
so
We
awesome.
still write up invoices on a notepad, you know what I mean? Like one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
Yeah.
invoice books. Yeah, man. I mean, fuck. For as progressive as, the web sales and everything else, marketing and all that stuff goes, I
Right.
mean, the one thing that remains constant is there's still an old school like feel here, and it's cool. We use those taped up knives to cut off patches and stuff.
But you know what's
Nice.
badass? But that's what makes you guys so good in the way you do it. It's not a mass production setup, man. It's
Mhm.
like a lot of customization. Like we were talking off the air earlier, and you said you got guys that come in that want to get fitted for this shit, man. I mean,
Yeah.
a lot of these guys with the vests, that's a uniform for them. So it's got to be perfect, man. And then so it's not just bought at like everything else out there, man. So it's
Yeah.
awesome to see.
Yeah.
Well, what people need to realize is like, as big as it may seem on the outside, the business is still a very small family business, family ran and operated. Um, I process web sales. My nephew Gilbert holds down the shop floor for the most part, unless he gets overwhelmed. My other nephew Lavelle is the shop manager. Erica, that you met at Born Free, handles the emails and phone calls, customer service. My
Right.
parents still come in and help out with whatever they
Cool.
can. And we have we have a handful of operators that are sewing. So it's like we have a lot of key pieces in place, but you know, every garment that we make here is handmade one by one. So when people are
Man.
a little distraught when we say, oh, it's a 14-week turnaround, I don't really feel like it's a long time to wait for something that was
Eesh.
handmade for
Not
you.
at all, especially leather, man.
And it's
Absolutely.
not mass production. And I guess we'll get into operations later, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
these things are handmade.
that's
Yeah.
killer.
Eric, speaking of keeping it old school and making everything by hand, it's not just by hand, it's also in-house, no shortcuts. What's been the hardest lesson or biggest risk or challenge you've faced in keeping that standard alive that so many have sold out from?
I mean, I guess it would be, um, I guess the biggest risk was when we opened up our second location and tried to expand a little too fast.
Uh,
Um, I feel like at that point, operations kind of did take a little hit, um, because we were now fulfilling orders for two places, and
yeah,
we were probably not well equipped at the time to do so.
yeah,
But for the most part, we kind of stay true to our core on how we operate things. Nothing's ever done in an assembly line and stuff like that. So, um, every garment is still specialized and made.
yeah.
Maybe when we started doing a little more private labeling and started making cuts for other companies, that kind of affected our own orders
Right.
where it kind of put
Mhm,
it back. But
mhm.
I would say the quality always remained the same because we never changed the way we operated.
Yeah. And I think we know the answer to this, and I'm sure you've thought about outsourcing slash modernizing at times. I'm sure you've
No.
been tempted. Um, what's kept you from taking the easy road?
Well, man, I mean, full transparency, there's a huge company out there, and I'm not going to drop names, but they're kind of saturating the market right now. But at one point, they flew us to their facility and they offered us their warehouse, and they said,
Oh,
"Hey,
man.
we'll private label everything for you. Just slap Espinoza's on it. We'll be
Right.
your manufacturer.
Is that
Slap
in
Espinoza."
Pakistan?
You know,
No,
Oh,
uh,
all right,
definitely.
all right, all right, all right. We won't bring it
but
up then.
they're like, we'll do everything for you. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? All you gotta do is open accounts. Everybody wants your brand. Nobody has to know anything. And I'm like, you know what?
Uh-huh.
It was very enticing because obviously that, you see money, you see
Right,
dollar
of
Right.
signs right
course.
away. You're
Right.
like, fuck, I could
Right.
open up across the world and
Right.
Yeah.
have the capability of doing so. To be honest, what it comes down to is the people, man. Like, we don't want to sell out. We want to stay true to who we are. And if our mission statement and our goal is to say, hey, we're customizing this for you in the United States, by hardworking people, we want to stay true by that.
Yeah.
And no, you can't buy that.
Right,
At
of
the end of the day, you
course.
can't buy that integrity.
Absolutely. That's the like the picture perfect. If you were to ask somebody, give me a description of what selling out is, that would be
Yeah. Yeah, no,
exactly
no doubt,
exactly
man.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's
killer, man.
amazing.
That's awesome. I know the temptation must have been crazy, dude. Because
Yeah.
you're
Well,
thinking big term about being on every freaking shelf, hanging all over the country and every store
everywhere.
possible. I
Mhm.
know, and that's
Yep,
like
everywhere.
when, whew, man, you're a braver man than most. Because I don't know how many people would have turned their back on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, you think back to it and you're like, "Fuck, did I fuck up?" But
Yeah.
yeah, at the end of the day, it's like, man, it's not being true to who we are, and
Yeah,
it's not being
it's
true to
true.
what my dad built 54 years ago, you know
That's
what
what
I
I
mean?
love,
And
man.
it's like we got to, the mystique, the aura, the special feeling of owning an Espinoza piece would be so washed, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Right now, I feel part of the gift of receiving Espinoza gift is waiting those 14 weeks, getting measured by somebody, or going through the struggle of measuring yourself, or going to get measured somewhere else, and it's all
Yeah.
part of the
That's
experience. You know
right.
what I mean? Once you're
Yeah,
able
man.
to go to any fucking dealership across the United States and buy this thing, it's not cool
That's
anymore, dude.
gone. Yeah, it's
Right,
gone.
right. Everybody
Yeah,
walking around with the same vest. I know, or the
yeah,
same cuts. I know.
yeah.
That's
It's not
crazy.
cool.
No.
Yeah.
All right, man. This is one I've been really interested to find out. How did that
Okay.
whole Mayans thing come about?
Oh, so
Hey,
it
take
was
us
a great.
into like where it started and your whole journey through it, man.
So, truth be told, man, we didn't get the account initially. They went with Little Joe's, and Little Joe's is a company that's also American made and been around for, excuse me, an American made company that's been around for years. They make quality stuff. They do great vests. They made the vest for Sons, and they just kept that account open to start the Mayans. There was a special actor good friend of mine, Richard Cabral.
Oh yeah.
He came out through Homeboy Industries, which is a local like program for people that are rehabilitating and stuff like that from drugs and alcohol and stuff. And I know some of the guys there ride, and Richard Cabral said, "Look, dude, like this is a California-based club. I want to look as authentic as possible. Like, where do the locals go? Like, where do they go get their shit? I want to look like them." And the guy's like, "Oh, you got to go to Espinoza's." So then one day, Richard Cabral just popped in, and he was like, "I was like, oh fuck, I recognize this guy. You know what I mean? He's an actor." And he's like, "Hey man, I want you guys to outfit me for the Mayans. I'm gonna be an actor on that show, but you know." They have all the cuts for everybody already, but I want you guys to do me. Like,
Nice.
and I'm like, "Oh, dude, it's an honor." So it was like bittersweet. I was a little upset that we didn't get the gig, but at the same time, like, well, fuck it. At least we get one, you
That's
know?
right.
So then that was like on a Thursday. Saturday morning, costume department came and they started grabbing shit off the shelf, like accessories, things like that. And they repeated to me, they reiterated that, you know, they already had gotten all the cuts from the show. They kept the account open and it is what it is at that point. And I said, okay, no problem. They're like, when do you think Richard Cabral's vests are going to be done? I said, well, you know, maybe a couple weeks. They're like, oh no. I'm like, what do you mean no? You know, this is Saturday. He just ordered them on Thursday. They're like, oh, well, his fitting's Monday. And I'm like, dude.
Gosh.
Yeah. I'm like, dude, it's noon on Saturday. We don't open Sunday or Monday. What do you mean? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I said, oh, okay, all hands on deck. I had all the production stop, and everybody in the shop is working on 2 vests for Richard Cabral.
Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Monday comes around, and they sent us the address to the studio in Santa Clarita, and we presented Richard Cabral his vest. He loved them. Costume loved it. It fit like no other cut fit on the characters there. It was, you could tell this thing was night and day different than what they had.
That's awesome.
They told us to take a lunch and to come back in a couple hours. So me and my nephew were kind of like, my nephew Gil went with me. We're kind of nervous. We're sitting there having lunch, kind of talking like, what if they don't like it? So on and so forth, you know, building worst case scenario thoughts.
Yep.
We came back to the studio. They sat us down. They're like, we have bad news for you. And I'm like, oh man, what happened? They're like, well, you know, all the actors want customized vests now. Like, are you
That's so funny.
Yeah,
That's so
well,
funny.
that's the best news. Like,
We've got bad news. That's funny.
Yeah.
So, like, well, the bad news is, you know, we need all this shit done in 3 weeks. I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, it is what it is. You know, we're gonna crank them out, and that's how we got the account. And throughout the years, becoming friendly with the actors, going up to the studio, measuring them, and interacting with them. A lot of them do ride recreationally. So they would come and get their personal vest from us, and they just took a liking to the family. They took a liking to the people we were. You know,
so cool.
They, Frankie Loyal, Richard, Rocco, all the guys were just kind of like pushing the studio, like, hey man, we got to throw these guys a bone. We got to get them on, you know, we got to get them on the show. They work so hard outside of the show. We got to bless them, you know?
Cool.
So what was that like being on the show?
Oh, dude, it was surreal, dude. We had our own little trailer and with our name on it, you know, like I was like, oh, this is crazy. And, you know, every day we roll up, do our hair and makeup. It was funny, dude. Like they would come,
so cool.
put like foundation on her face and stuff like that. The food was great. Craft service is great. We had a great relationship with the guys. So they were like big brothering us the whole time, walking us through the scenes, helping us out, making sure we were comfortable.
Cool.
Long days, long hours, but it was one of the best experiences in my life.
That's sweet, man. Thanks for sharing that story with us. It's so cool.
Of course, bro.
Hey, you've also done some collaborations, and now with Born Free, Savage Cycles, Laidlaws. How did all that come together? And are there some good backstage stories?
Basically, I mean, what it comes down to, it is our first collaboration that we ever did was back in like 2015. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Unknown Industries,
Yeah.
but Unknown Industry was a huge, they were a wheelie. They were probably like the first wheelie team
That's right.
or stunt riding team to commercialize it. And those guys were like rock stars at the time, you know. They were booking shows across the United States, doing all these stunt shows, and you know, they were kind of like, um, I don't want to be disrespectful, but like a boy band at the time, like for the Dyna crew. You know what I mean? Like it was like these guys were fucking everywhere. They're
Right.
causing a ruckus. These guys. So we had a good relationship. We talked, and we're like, "Hey, dude, we got to come out with like something dope, you know, together where we, you know, because we made them personal vests that they rode with, but like everybody wanted to look like these guys. So they're like, hey, like they wanted to start buying the cuts that they were wearing. So we ended up having a conversation and we came out with a limited edition vest. We only made 50 units because at the time we didn't have as many employees as we did now. And these guys ordered 50 cuts, and I remember we knocked them out. And once they dropped them online, these things sold out in 6 hours.
Wow.
And yeah. So then from there, like it was only supposed to be a one and done thing. We ended up doing a lot more, and then from there, you know, all these different people saw how the collaboration worked and how like fruitful and beneficial it was for both parties involved because it's a lot of publicity, you know,
Right.
cross marketing and all that stuff. So, you know, a lot of people started reaching out and asking like how we could team up and like bring some awareness that, you know, we're partners on this.
Yeah.
What about the Born Free?
Born
'Cause that's a
Free,
huge
man.
one.
So I started working Born Free, maybe Born Free 3 or 4 before it was huge.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so I before Born Free was honestly like, you know, there was, I mean, a couple thousand people who rolled through, but it wasn't what it was now. And I feel as more and more headline vendors started getting involved and bigger sponsorships started coming with Harley and Vans and more people
Right,
raised
right.
awareness, like this thing became biker Coachella, man. Like it's so fucking crazy. Like
Crazy.
Mhm.
the amount of people that go there, it's amazing. And it's honestly our best show of the year. You know, we go out there and we're constantly packed, and we make sure that we save all our cards for Born Free to show exclusive drops and stuff like that, because the amount of awareness, like people were there from Japan, all over the world. I mean, you guys
Yeah.
traveled from your respected places, and
Well, Florida,
people
yeah.
go from all over, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. That was a crazy experience. That was really cool to see. I've
Yeah.
got a random question for you, man. I'm just
Yeah.
out of curiosity.
Yeah.
When you get club guys that want a jacket, do
Mm.
you refuse to put the patches on and let them put them on themselves, or how does that work?
So going back to throwback business, man, we do put the patches on ourselves. You know what I mean? We are a company that has remained neutral through 55 years.
Yeah.
You know, essentially we're a place that caters to the biker community, and at the end of the day, you can say what you want, but the patches make this community. You know, the
Right.
clubs make a big part of this community, so we do cater our services towards them. Um, they buy a cut from us. We offer complimentary sewing the first time, so we'll change the patch over from their old vest to their new vest for free.
Wow.
Make sure that they keep their pockets and use of their pockets. If they have a customized liner, we don't sew through the liner, so there's no stitch marks on the inside.
That's nice.
But we handle everything respectfully. We handle everything with care. We make sure that we're aware of who we're dealing with and treat them with respect. And you know, we just want the same thing back. You know, and by respecting the place, that's all we ask. You know, if there's
Yeah.
rival clubs that come in at the same time, you know, Don't necessarily have to be friends, but just look the other way while we just handle business, because that's all
That's
it
right.
comes down to is the business.
Yeah. That's what I was wondering too. You don't have to name names or clubs or anything, but have you ever caught heat or had any issues at the store?
Luckily, we've never had
Nice.
like altercations. I mean, if verbal things are said, they're said, but I can't control that. I can't control grown men and how they're going to behave. All I can
Right.
ask is they respect the place, and for the most part, they are. Because honestly, we're a rare business, man.
Yeah.
Where do you go where you can buy your motorcycle gear, get your patches sewn on, wait for
Right.
this stuff, and it's all same day service shit. Like nobody does this stuff.
Nobody does
So
that.
Right.
Yeah.
like, why would an individual from one side and another individual from another side ruin that just to
Yeah.
show
Right.
force? Like it's just, you get at that point, you get politics involved, cops involved, and it's like, who wants to deal with that shit at the end
No,
of the day?
nobody does. Nobody does.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That was the answer I was hoping for. Thanks.
Yeah.
So here's a fun one. You touched on it briefly, but you've been doing this since you were a kid. How has the biker gear scene changed from your dad's time till now?
Feel like the bikers care more about how they look now. You know what I mean? It's definitely more it's cleaned up. Like I said, back in the 90s, early 2000s, you're talking about these big bearded burly men, that they just wanted a cut off. They'll come, they don't care how it fit, they just threw it on. It was a
Yeah.
cut. That's what they needed. They
Yeah.
needed a
Right.
cut to put
Yeah.
patches on, or just to wear, block the wind.
Yeah.
I
Well, that's
feel
got to
like-
be good news for you.
Oh,
They care more
100%.
about what they look like now. Yeah.
100%. I'm not complaining about it at all, but
Yeah.
it's definitely, I feel like it's definitely more fashionable, which is cool. Like, I like it. I have fun designing things with people and coming out with different combinations of vests and jackets and etc. But it definitely has changed. People definitely care more about how their bikes look, how their vests look.
Mhm.
Everybody's a little more cleaned up, and yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's good. I don't see anything wrong with that. People
No
care
complaint.
about how they look.
Hey guys, the show will be back in 1 minute right after a word from our sponsor.
Hey, One Gang, tired of feeling like your butt's taking more of a beating than your bike on those long rides? Introducing Butt Buffer, the ultimate solution to saddle soreness. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. These cushions are made from medical grade viscoelastic polymer, scientifically crafted to eliminate pressure points and keep your circulation flowing. No more numb nuts or numb butts. And here's the best part. Butt Buffer cushions are made right here in the US for the last 30 years. From Harleys to Hondas, we've got a cushion to fit your ride perfectly. Plus, with styles ranging from sleek pebble polymer to luxurious sheepskin, there's a butt buffer for every rider's style. Get your butt buffer today at buttbuffer.com. That's buttbuffer.com. Your butt will thank you, and you'll ride longer and happier. We've got your butt covered.
Yeah, right on. So this one might be hard to answer because leather is such a traditional and rooted thing. But where do you see custom leather heading in the next 5 to 10 years? Do you see any significant changes on the horizon, or do you think that it's just going to stay true to what it's been for decades?
It's hard to say, man, and that's why we do collaborations with different companies that have different like following, I guess, like different demographic of people.
Yeah.
Like we did a collaboration with Loser Machine, which is like a skateboard brand.
Yep.
We saw
Uh,
them there. Yeah.
Yeah,
born-
so they've been a partner for a while, but they have like they're into the action sports, skate, surf, stuff like that, choppers. We try to keep an open outlook on stuff because I don't know, 5 to 10 years, it's hard to say. Harley's going through it, sales are down, a lot of younger kids like at this age, they're not really looking at the motorcycle scene as cool anymore. You know what I mean? So
Agreed.
like, I don't know. I don't know where it's gonna be. I don't know where it's gonna be. A lot of these kids nowadays are just so consumed with technology that
Yeah.
They're not going outside. They don't want to ride bicycles. So
Yeah,
they don't
man.
even ride a bicycle. How are they going to want to ride
Yeah.
a motorcycle?
I
You know
know.
what
Yeah,
I
man.
mean?
Sucks.
So it's hard to say, like 5 to 10 years from now, I feel like it's still going to be strong, but let's say 20 years from now, I have no idea, especially
Right,
with
that's crazy.
vegan and all that stuff
Right.
coming up too. It changes things, dude. Like, you know,
I don't
Yeah.
know. Do people look cool with leather cuts on scooters nowadays, or those
yeah,
electric
well, that's what I'm
stand-ons that you
saying.
put? Yeah, it's just like so
Yeah,
weird,
that's what
man.
I'm saying. I see more of that, you know, like, and it's crazy, you know, like I don't know. It's hard to say because today's youth is a little different, and I'm not trying to talk shit, but they're just a
No,
little
you're right.
different.
You're talking the
Yeah,
truth. I mean, you live in it
yeah,
every day. We live in it
yeah,
every day. We see it too. So I think
yeah.
anybody would be blind to say anything different. But let me ask you this. I mean, we're kind of touching on the 5 to 10 year outlook. You're rolling out now with a women's line. Is that true?
Yeah. So we have catered more to women's line. We've
Nice.
done collaborations with a local female writer. We've done collaborations with a few of them actually, and they help design the product. We have on staff, like I mentioned before, Erica, that helps out us be progressive because it's a male dominant industry. So
Absolutely.
having the helpful hand of these people help us keep up with the trends with women, because obviously I don't know what they like or what they wear, you know what I mean, and it changes so much. But yeah, we did come out with the women's line with the Crazy Cat. We came out with our own women's line, or right now it seems that fringe is trending, so we came out with the whole fringe line, and we came out with suede because that's going. So it's weird because a lot of things that were popular like in the 80s, 90s is kind of coming
It's
back
coming
forward.
back. Yeah, yeah. It
Yeah.
always does. You know that. It's
Yeah.
always in the fashion world. I mean, you can only have so much of this new stuff that you get bored with
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah.
And that's
So
why
we're
that's why
kind
I
of
always say
riding that wave.
vintage doesn't go out of style, man. So if you got
Yeah.
anything old that's cool, keep it, man. Don't change it. It'll never go out of
Yeah.
style on you. So
Yeah.
that's cool. So listen, let me ask you this: as far as well, do you have how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 36.
36. So you're still young.
Mhm.
Is there a next generation coming up in the family that's working this thing?
I mean, the youngest employee on staff is my nephew Lito. He's 23 years old.
Okay.
He's been here. He has interest in it. I have a son that's 13,
Okay.
and he voices some interest in it. At this stage, it's to the point where the business is here, and whoever wants to take the torch and continue to run with
Carry
it,
it.
you know, it's open. But we're also in the position where thankfully we could tell our kids, you know, do what makes you happy, and if the shop is what makes you happy, you're more than welcome to come. But at the end of the day, like no one has to come work here if this is not their dream job, you know what I mean?
Understand. Yeah. I was just curious because the Espinoza name needs to keep carrying on. So you guys,
Well,
you guys have been
there's
here
gonna
55, 54, 55
Yeah.
years, man. I see another 100 coming. So
Well, there will be gentle nudges, you know what I mean? We're definitely gonna persuade a little bit, but you know, we'll see. We still gotta, you know, care for them first and what they want to do,
Absolutely.
but we definitely
Yeah.
will be like, hey, come on, man. It's a
Yeah.
good
Yeah.
time. You know what I
Well,
mean?
now you got an opportunity to sell it to the next generation. I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you, what's your favorite part, or what are your favorite parts about what you do?
My favorite part about what I do 100% is people. I love meeting new people every day. I love having conversations with people. I love gaining new knowledge and perspectives of people. Um, the community is everything to me. The community saw me come up as a young kid and grow up in this industry. So talking to these people and they essentially become family, right? Like our clients
Yeah.
become family. We've had
Yeah.
clients here that been clients of ours for 30 plus years,
That's
and
awesome.
with that being said, they're family. The shittiest part is obviously seeing some of them pass away, whether it's motorcycle accidents or health or whatever it may be. And it's always tough. It's always a tough loss for us too, because we build relationships. As far as the craft goes, I love designing. I love coming up with something new. I love the joy of someone coming and picking up their handmade piece after waiting for so long, and they come in and it fits perfectly, and the smile they have, and
gotta be
them
awesome.
loaning their bike after riding out of the driveway wearing their new piece, being ecstatic, like that brings me happiness.
Yep.
Right on, man. Heck yeah. And that leads into another question about that. Talking about, being a kid, getting into it when you were young, what advice would you give to a young buck that's looking to start a business in the motorcycle industry?
Oh man.
Yeah, loaded question.
Loaded question. Stay true to yourself. Be your organic self. Don't sell out. Don't try to be someone you're not. The biggest thing that this community could smell a mile away is someone being fake and ingenuine.
Yep.
Right.
Stay true to yourself. Work hard. Shake people's hands. Open your mouth. Talk. Network. Talk to people. You got to. Closed mouths don't get fed. If you stay quiet, or if you feel like you're gonna build a brand based on your social media following, it's not gonna happen. This industry, although whether you're young or old, is very much built on relationships. So if you feel like just because your exterior, your social media platform is gonna push sales and that's enough, it's not. You just got to make sure you talk to people. Got to make sure you're transparent. Like I said, networking is everything, and just making connections, man.
That's right.
And holding strong relationships, and ultimately being loyal to yourself, loyal to who follows you and who's helping you.
Yeah.
Great answer.
That's
man.
great. Yeah, raw advice. I love it, man.
Well, what's the best place that people can follow you guys, like follow Espinoza Leather? Where's the place that you guys you're most active on social media?
Our most active platform at the moment would be Instagram. So it's at Espinoza's Leather. So ESPINOZAS.
We'll link all that. Yep.
And then our website, www.espinozaleather.com. That's where people can go and purchase products. But yeah, just look us up on Instagram. We do have a Facebook page, but our most active platform would be Instagram. We're still really not on the TikTok gang yet, but I think that we'll probably dive into this year.
You've already done some acting. You ready to do some dancing with some gear on? Bust it out on TikTok, bro. You can fucking get like 1 million people.
That's the hesitation, man. You know what I mean? That's definitely the hesitation. I don't know about the skits, but I mean, at the end of the day, we got to keep up with the Joneses, as they say.
I know,
right?
man. It's great. So much.
Yeah. There's lots of stuff that you can do with TikTok now. Thankfully, it's not just the dancing platform anymore, but they got TikTok shop. You can get users to create content for you and stuff.
Really?
It's called UGC, or user generated content. So Eric, you could get guys to wear your gear and promote it and stuff, and you can be pretty much hands off. It's I think, in my opinion, it's the best way to use TikTok, because you don't have to really create content yourself.
Yeah.
Much easier.
All right, man. Go ahead. I interrupted you. My bad.
No. I said, yeah, we got to try it out. Yeah,
man.
Because it seems like that's the biggest thing right now, is everybody's on TikTok.
So much social media, man.
Yeah.
For now, and then the next thing will roll along, and then you got to figure that out.
Yeah.
So who would be one person in your Rolodex that you feel needs to tell their journey through their power and passion for motorcycles that we want to try to chase down to get on this show?
Oh man, there's so many names. The first one that comes to mind would probably be Matt Laidlaw at Laidlaw's Harley. Laidlaw's Harley has been around forever, and they're one of the biggest dealerships in California. Similar story, family business, family owned, and
Yep.
you know, dive into the success of their family. Danny Dixon is another name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a great one,
Oh,
man.
he started selling at motorcycle swap meets, and now he's
I know.
global.
Huge.
There's so many names, man.
You have a lot of
there's
talent out there in California, man. A lot of great guys out there. We've had a few on our show, and just it just seems like I don't know. That's what I was trying to say. Like, well, you know, with the Born Free show, the stuff that we talked about off the air was the fact that like it's a totally different culture, man. I mean, it's a great motorcycle culture. There's not a lot of bullshit. Growing up in Northeast, you know, the motorcycle community was minimal because of the seasons, right? So you had a couple of months to ride, and then everybody tried to get all the hot days and then do what you got to do. Then I moved to Florida. I've been here 28 years, and I've never really. I love the Florida biking world, but
Mhm.
I don't know. You know, there's just a lot of pretending. You know, from
Mhm.
what I see,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not all, some, but.
Mhm.
But man, being out in Cali and checking out the way people are and the way people ride, the way they interact with each other, it's completely different scene, man. So it's really
Yeah.
cool. So, but yeah, man. So hey, listen, thanks so much for coming on the show, brother. I mean, thank you so much for taking the time, man. I know you got so much on your plate, being a small business owner and doing everything that you do, but just keep up that amazing work. Your spirit, your smile, man, it's contagious. So thank you very much for giving us the opportunity to hear your journey.
No, thank you guys for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Definitely.
It was a pleasure to meet you guys at Born Free, and
Heck
whenever
yeah.
you guys want me back on,
We'll see you next year. But next year I'm coming. I'm gonna get measured, and I'm buying something from you, man. I'm gonna buy myself a nice
both
vest.
of you are gonna get measured. Both of you
All right.
get measured.
All right,
Yeah,
cool.
man.
I'm,
Hey, Eric, I wanna-
I'm tired of wearing vests from the coat racks and all the on the hanger bullshit.
Not
I'm gonna
the
get
I
one.
same.
promise you, once you get one of
Hey,
mine,
I'm 54. I'm gonna have this vest till the last day I get on the bike. So I want it. I want the right one. So
I'll never turn back. Eric, I wanted to ask you one last question. Do you
Of course.
guys have anything new coming down the pike? Anything product wise, or do you have any events that you guys are going to, or what's on the horizon for Espinoza?
So as of right now, we came out with the rough outline, so which is like our rough out leather, suede leather, for both male and female. We have that. We just released that at Born Free. Again, like I told you earlier, the possibility bike scene is kind of unknown, so we've been making a lot more products that are geared to like utility wear and work wear and stuff like that.
Right.
So stuff that caters outside of the motorcycle industry. We do have a handful of events. I believe our July calendars booked out, but the next big show we would be doing will be at Street Vibrations in September. So that's in Reno,
Cool.
Nevada.
are
We'll
you
be
doing
there.
Sturgis or no?
I'm not doing Sturgis. That Sturgis has been on deck for many years. Being that we're a small business, we
Is
just
the cost
haven't quite.
Is it crazy?
Yeah, we haven't quite figured out the logistics behind it all because staffing and
Yeah.
whatever
Of course.
but we
Limited places to stay, things of that nature, man. There's a lot.
Yeah, it's just, we at that point we would have to shut down the shop for 10
Right.
days and just take a huge gamble and make sure it's beneficial.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, so it's something that's always on our mind, and we definitely want to be out there at some point because I mean we can't be the best, self-proclaimed best, and not make it to the biggest motorcycle
Correct.
Right,
show in
right.
the world, So
Yeah, I feel like you got to do it at some point.
we have to. We got to scratch that itch. But yeah, we do have just if again check out our website. We have an event scheduled there, so people can go and check us
Cool.
out. We will be traveling.
Nice.
We'll be traveling soon, so keep an eye out. And yeah, just stay tuned to our social media platforms. That's where we constantly tease our releases and drop our releases. And yeah, man.
Killer.
I look forward to talking to you guys.
Yeah,
Heck yeah.
100%, man.
I lied. I actually have one more question. If
Okay,
I
what's
made Florida or if I'm in some other state or country or whatever, and I want to get a jacket done, I want to get a vest or whatever. What does that process look like for if it, I go on
great
your
question.
website, I find something I like, I want to get that. So is it like, hey, submit
Yeah,
your
for anybody
measurements?
listening, for sure.
Yeah, how does that go?
For anyone listening, the easiest way to do is going online on our website. We do have a very user-friendly video on how to measure yourself.
Cool.
You can go to like a local tailor shop and give them the measurements that we are requiring. Or like I said, just go online, watch that video, step-by-step guide on how to measure. You can either phone in, or we do have a vest customizer online where you're able to build out a custom vest and preview it afterwards.
Heck yeah.
Um,
That's cool.
So you can use our website. We are an old school family run business, so you can call in at any time. We can also walk you through the whole process. We don't mind taking 15
so
minutes out of our
awesome.
day to talk to you.
That is huge.
So whatever worked for you, whether it's online, on the phone, or hey, you want to come down and visit the shop, we'll welcome you with open arms.
Right
who's
on, man.
who's been the coolest? Well, I know all your customers are incredible because like we say about all our listeners, we love them all, right? All your who's one customer that you met that kind of maybe somebody famous that walked into the shop outside of the Mayans guys? Because I mean, or just I don't know. Tell us a cool story of somebody that before we end this.
Well, recently we made a vest for Jelly Roll.
Really?
And
he's doing good, man. He's losing a lot of weight. He's looking good, man.
Yeah,
I love that
so
guy.
we didn't get to meet him, but his stylist called us and had the vest made. Selfishly, I love two people that we've dealt with. I made a jacket for The Undertaker, which was one of my idols.
Killer. Nice. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, so that was one, and the other one would be Robert Patrick, T-1000.
Robert Patrick,
Terminator was my favorite. Terminator 2 was my favorite movie. So the day he walked in, I'm like, "What the fuck? Oh shit!"
And he owns a dealership out there, right? A Harley.
Yeah, he owns Santa Clarita Harley. Yeah. So those were two personal like wows for me.
Killer.
Jelly Roll is a big one. I mean, we've done a handful of celebrities and stuff like that.
Sure.
And dealing with them.
You don't have bars on your front door that you asked him to go through, right?
No.
Jesus,
that would be funny. Though.
Come on.
It'd be funny. He's actually a really good dude.
Oh, great
awesome.
Dude. I love that guy, man. He's
He's
everything what's good about.
Sturge, you thought I was talking about Jelly Roll. I was talking about
Terminator. Robert Patrick?
Yeah, going through the bars.
Got it. I thought you were busting on Jelly Roll. I'm like, hey, man, he's doing good. He's losing a lot of weight right now.
That was
no. Jelly Roll dealt with this stylist, but yeah, he definitely got a custom-made product from us, so I'm excited to see when he wears it.
Yeah, cool. Dude, that's cool to stay tuned, waiting for when he does the appearance with it. That's awesome. Yeah. Eric, you're the man, dude. You are
for sure, brother. For sure,
line of a family of legends. You're a cornerstone of the California culture. It was awesome. It was an honor to see you and meet you at Born Free, and this is such a cool episode. We're grateful for you taking the time out of your day, and we're looking forward to seeing you next time, man.
Thank you, man.
Everything what's great about America, man. A family business carried on from dad to son and continuing on in the family. We love that shit, man. So continue with the success, brother. Keep dreaming out there and kicking ass. Stay healthy, and we'll see you at Born Free 17.
I'll be there, brother. Thank you.
All right, man. Take care, bro.
Take care.